solutions that we can implement? And does Cisco provide us with any clear-cut design guides when it comes to designing secure Cisco security solutions? You probably know the answer to that loaded question. The answer is yes. Cisco is going to provide us with some clear-cut design guides for implementing security in just about every possible segment or area of your network. Cisco calls this, what a great name, clever, 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 SAFE. That's the acronym, Cisco SAFE. And through this SAFE concept, they go ahead and deploy design guides for us for just about every area of the network you can imagine. Obviously, the campus infrastructure, the enterprise edge, the internet block, the e-commerce block, you name it. All of these design guides for SAFE follow what's called the control framework, a set of Cisco standards for secured ingredients in your network. Now, one of the things that students report having difficulties with in CCDA certification, and we're going to try and take that pain away right now, is students report that they just get absolutely lost in the sea, in the rolling waves of the sea when it comes to the various acronyms for various Cisco security products and what they actually do. So we want to help you with that right now. The first one we've mentioned several times in the course, haven't we? It's the Adaptive Security Appliance from Cisco Systems. The Adaptive Security Appliance, it is so amazing. It has actually replaced a lot of our systems. Yeah, it's actually replaced a lot of what used to be security systems. The Adaptive Security Appliance, yeah, it's real adaptive and modular. It, at its basics, is your firewall, right? But then you can put modules inside it to do intrusion detection or intrusion prevention. You can put modules inside it to do VPN concentration. You can even put modules inside it to do what's called content security. Like literally, it can interact with your virus checking. So, the Adaptive Security Appliance, it is the replacement, by the way, for the old-fashioned PICs. And not only is it a firewall, but it is modular, so you can add modules to it to have it do many more functions for you than the basic firewall services. Another key area of Cisco security products is called the NAC framework. And there's a Cisco product that you can get to implement the NAC framework in a very sophisticated fashion. And this is called the NAC appliance, literally a box for doing network access control. This is really cool technology. NAC, what it's doing is saying literally, okay, I'm going to control who gets into this network, but I'm going to do it in a more sophisticated fashion than ever before. I mean, with the NAC, it can you could set up a guest portion of your network, but you could say, all right, they only get to come onto this portion of the network if they're running a particular operating system at a particular patch level. Then you can have the rest of your network where you could say, all right, they can get in if they're running these operating systems and they're employees of our network. And then you can have another area of the network and you can say, okay, the only people that get in here are like high-level managers and they need to be running this level of antivirus software. So you can set up, thanks to the NAC, these very, very sophisticated policies and profiles to control access to your entire network or portions of your network. Really, really impressive. Now, this NAC, it's going to work in conjunction with a nice server product. Okay, you can install this on like a Unix box, or you can install it on a Windows server. It's called Cisco's Access Control Server, or ACS. And this Access Control Server allows you to go ahead and define a database of users and the user's credentials, and these are the individuals that can access your network. The Access Control Server can allow you to create that database of individuals. By the way, the Access Control Server product, the ACS product, it can be configured to work in conjunction with your existing user databases. Maybe you already have a user database defined in Windows Access, oh my gosh, the term's escaping me. Active Directory. There you go. Gosh, I wrote a book. I wrote a For Dummies book on the Active Directory, and I just couldn't come up with the term. But anyways, the ACS server can be set to work in conjunction with those types of technologies. So you don't have to redo your user database. You can set up the ACS to work in conjunction with those existing user stores. We've talked a lot in this course about intrusion detection and intrusion prevention systems. With detection, we have very low overhead alerting capabilities when there are attempted security breaches in our environment. But with prevention, we can not only alert the administrators that there's been a breach, but we can literally drop those packets that are making up the breach. Pretty cool. What about intrusion prevention? What about stopping attacks against workstations? Intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention, their primary goal is to protect like routers and switches and things. But what about Cisco technology to protect hosts? Well, yeah, that's the job of the Cisco security agent. This is called HIPS, not HOPS. It's HIPS, Host Intrusion Prevention System. And Cisco's implementation of let me try that again. Cisco's implementation of host intrusion prevention systems is the Cisco security agent. Notice that we distinguish the concept of HIPS from NIPS. Yeah, that's right. Network intrusion prevention systems. So we've got HIPS and we've got NIPS. Suddenly, it sounds like internet pornography. All right, never mind. Okay, another great Cisco product that you are responsible for knowledge of is the MARS system. Monitoring, Analysis, and Response System. Oh, this is so cool. The MARS system is server software that will gather up all of the various logs and reports and that Cisco security information generate. It gathers it all together and it paints a nice picture for you of what's going on from a security perspective inside your infrastructure. It's a nice way to gather all of that information and to correlate it and paint you a clear picture of what's going on from a security perspective in your environment. Now, there's also a product called the Cisco Security Manager. And what the Security Manager is all about is it just provides you with a graphical user interface for managing all this different stuff. I mean, think about it. You might have the NAC, you might have your ASAs out there, you might have intrusion prevention systems out there, you're going to want a graphical user interface. You're going to want a nice network management tool for managing all this stuff. And that's what the Cisco Security Manager can provide. Finally, there's a graphical user interface on routers and switches for setting up their security, and that's called the Cisco Router and Security Device Manager, or SDM. This is a GUI that you have on your routers and your switches and some of your security devices, and that graphical user interface is for configuring those devices. Well, there are a lot of acronyms, but now I hope you are clear on what these acronyms do. And again, flashcards would probably serve us well here to wade through this acronym soup. By way of exam review, we should be able to answer a question like this. What does MARS do? What does ACS do? And what does the Adaptive Security Appliance do? Yeah, okay. Well, let's try and provide the correct goals of these products. First of all, what does MARS do? Well, MARS stands for the Monitoring, Analysis, and Response System. Monitoring, analysis, and response. So right away, this gives us an idea of what this product does, right? It's going to monitor all of our equipment using the many, many different sources of information from our devices. It's going to take all of this and it's going to analyze it, and then it's going to allow us to respond to all of this data. Pretty cool. They asked us about the ACS server. That's that access control server. And this is where its main job is to go ahead and provide us with that database of usernames and passwords. At the very least, it's going to make sure it provides a database of username and passwords. Look at my pathetic attempt there at drawing a database. You can see that I'm no artist, right? And then finally, they asked us about the ASA. This is the Adaptive Security Appliance. We know it is our fundamental firewall service, but it also can do like intrusion prevention. It can do VPN concentration. Adaptive means that the device is very, very flexible in the various security functions that it can provide for us in the network.